What's up, guys? My Vernon Kid here, coming to you again. Welcome back to my comic review. How's everybody doing out there? Hope everybody's well, as always. Yeah, I'm rocking a new do. um, Clean shave too. uh, as always, I come out here and I do a shout outs, but this time around, it's a little special for me. Today, March 18th is today my late mother's birthday. She would have been 54 years old. So God bless you, Mom. Love you very much. Um, so yeah, the shout out goes out to my mom uh, today. So thank you for that. But let's get to the comics, shall we? And we're gonna kick it off with DC this time. And as always, I gotta tolerate that new ugly logo, but uh, let's just kick it off with Batgirl, number 7. Oh, okay. Miss Gail Simone, my lady, hats off to you as always. You do such a great job with Babs, whatever you want to call her. Oh, so basically, guys, Babs has been feeling kind of the fact that her mom is back in her life. All right, let's put it like that. Her mom just walks up on her doorstep, and it's almost like she's supposed to be like, "Oh, open arms, Mom, it's good to see you." She's feeling it, and she feels that she's also reliving the killing joke when she was shot, everything like that, and it's kind of taking her toll on her as Batgirl in the field. So she goes to a good friend of hers to kind of help her out through this, and who's that? None other than Black Canary. Um, but it was all in all just a very good book. Like I said, Gail Simone, she knows Babs very good. Um, and how is she coping with her mom being in her life? Let's just say she's getting there. She's getting there back in her life. And what was really surprising is seeing her mom pay her father a visit and the reason why she left. Don't want to spoil that, but it is something in the family. But Batgirl number 7, very good. All right, move on to keep it in the Bat family in a way. Batwoman number 7, J.H. William III. All right, so it seems that Kate is really in. She, I wouldn't say she's really enjoying it, but she is seeming to get along with her new position in the DEO. That organization that pretty much is basically blackmailing her to stay with the group. If she doesn't, her father goes to jail, things like that. Uh, and that's kind of what's playing with it as well as her cousin Firebird is Flamebird is basically still recovering from her injuries. And in this book, we see Katie basically take it to the guy that did that to her cousin, like nearly beat him to death. It was really interesting, as well as what seems to be coming. We also get it seems like a new faction is coming into the underground of Gotham, and the DEO knows their whereabouts, and they're sending Kate in to basically deal with it in a way. Uh, but it's Batgirl has still been really good. I am so grateful that I picked up this book and been enjoying it since the last 6 issues. Very good, Batgirl, Batwoman, excuse me. All right, moving on to Green Lantern number 7. All right, first of all, remember how I used to say, guys, that it seems like Mr. Johns is basically summifying Green Lantern as the rise and fall of Hal Jordan. Well, unfortunately here, we don't really get to see it. It seems like in the last issue, Hal is coming to terms that he doesn't want to be a Green Lantern anymore. He's feeling good, he's You know, he's enjoying life, so to speak. You know, and just when he's out, who comes in but Sinestro to pull him back in? You know, and as you can see that cover, it does have something to do. There are some truths, secrets that the Indigo tribe have been keeping, and Sinestro wants to find out what it is. However, the Indigo tribe gets to him first. We also realize that Sinestro knows what the plans are for those blue-faced bastards known as the Guardians are planning. They're planning once again, and I'm spoilers for you guys, they're planning once again to replace the Corps. Just like they did with the Manhunters, with the Lanterns, they're going to do it again. And Sinestro knows it. And let's just say it's getting really intense now, guys. And but you gotta feel for Hal though in this. You know, he doesn't want to be a Green Lantern no more. And is that a good thing? Hey, it's good because he's moving on now. He's got his feet planted on the ground now, and he's trying to start a good life now with, you know, Star Sapphire and everything like that. You know, and yeah, Green Lantern #7. Moving on, Grifter #7. Blood on the Snow, featuring the Midnighter. Yeah. Okay, Nathan Edmondson and Scott Clark is the artist on this. Scott Clark's artwork is pretty intense, pretty decent. Uh, okay, so the Damonites, last issue we saw, and I'm sorry I didn't review last issue, guys. Um, the last issue, the Damonites had Cole and had his girlfriend, and he was able to escape, but they took his girlfriend. Uh, but he landed in the Himalayas, and he's got voices in his head telling about something that's it's like a warning, a beacon or so. So he goes to find it, and who does he find? Who is also there? Midnighter. And there's a battle between these two now. Let's just say I got to give Cole a little bit of credit here. He was able to kind of outwit Midnighter from some in a little bit, but it was pretty much all Midnighter. It was almost a one-sided fight. The only way Cole could make it believe that Midnighter was able to kill him was fake his own death, basically. So it was kind of cool. He jumped off a cliff, what he thought. Uh, Cole knows that Midnighter is a part of this secret organization known as Stormwatch. And Midnighter's like, how did you know that? Blah, blah. Now I got to kill you. Like, you're not supposed to know about that. But this was just a really action-packed issue of how somebody like Cole Cash can do against somebody like Midnighter. Now the question is, guys, am I gonna stay on once uh, Rob Liefeld gets on board? I'm a collector, guys, and despite the creative team and things like that, I don't like to drop things unless they get canceled or so. Unless I'm not feeling it anymore. And I'll see where Mr. Liefeld takes this book. I'm trying very hard to keep Hurricane Chris in check, right, guys? So bear with me. Because if I don't, if he comes out, it's going to be a problem. But other than that, Grifter #7 was very interesting and very action-packed. All right. I'm going to see this book to the end. I'm going to miss him. But hopefully he'll be a part of another book or so. Mr. T, Mr. Terrific, #7, Eric Wallace. And who is my enemy? Okay, so being that he is the LA-based superhero in this new 52 DC universe, the LAPD and everybody calls him in because they have a situation out in the LA harbor. And basically Michael goes to investigate what's going on, and he finds on this ship there's this tanker, and they realize that nobody's on. Some of the people are saying it's haunted, and Michael's like, I don't believe in paranormal. I don't believe in ghosts. So he goes on to see what's going on. In that ship, there is a high yield explosive on there, and still Michael hasn't found anybody, no crew, no nothing. So what he does is his T-mask is able to change views of spectrum light. So he goes infrared, ultra ray, and things like, until he finally sees these individuals, this Russian coup of men. Basically, they're Russian, have come and to, I best guess, to blow a bomb in the United States. So Michael's there, and he fights him off the he tells the LAPD and everybody to wait for him until he gives them their signal to come in. So basically, that's all it is Michael to defuse a bomb, as well as this invisible Russian military unit. Oh, and behold, we also find that Michael has named kind of a successor to his corporation, and one of the people involved in his corporation doesn't want it, and we find out why. Also, we see a little glimpse of Karen Starr taking some tech from Holt Industries for her industry. And we all know who Karen Starr is, right? Yeah, Power Girl is shown in here. She sneaks through the really fast. She uses her super speed, and she says she's sorry, Michael, but she needs it. And I'm guessing because of what's going to happen soon. But like I said, guys, yes, this book is ending. One more issue, but I'm gonna see it through no matter what. Um, Besides, I'm a big fan of Mr. T. You guys should know that by now. If not, yes, he's one of my favorite DC heroes. I love Mr. Terrific. Um, very much. Mr. Terrific. All right, and the last book for DC is uh the last miniseries book that I was reading, The Raid, #4. Uh, this is Justin Gray and Jim Palamiti. Um, First thing about this is I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed the Ray. I like the basis of his powers. I still can't believe this character was created by Fat Casada, Joe Casada. Okay, I still can't believe it. Yeah, it's there. It's there, people. It says it in the created by and Joe Casada. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, um, Lucian, the Ray, is battling this individual who is also a movie producer who's able to create anything he wants. And he's been creating a lot of destruction just to get his way. But we find out in this book that he has daddy issues. Yeah, and we know how that is with a villain with daddy issues. Um, and Lucian is trying his best to stop this guy. He's got broken ribs from what this guy has been throwing at him, and but he's able to stop him. He's able kind of really to talk him down and tell him, like, you got all this great power. Why won't you change things for the better? And it kind of goes that way. He's like, you know what? It didn't come down to, superhero beats the bad guy down and that's it. This bad guy goes to jail, yada yada yada. No, it was more like a little more diplomatic to it, and the Ray was able to talk his enemy down and showcase what's going on, and he kind of changed it for the better. He also, so that was something that was good, and by changing that, Lucian got another chance with his girlfriend Shantae to make a good impression on her family, instead of trying to change and make him look Indian and stuff, because his girlfriend is Indian and Lucian is, well, let's just say, I guess I don't want to say, keep it, stick to your own race, because Lucian is Asian. you know, he felt like if I did this, I made a bad impression the first time. Let me try it again, and he does it, and a good impression comes on them. And we also get a little glimpse of what happened to his enemy here. He changed for the better. He made a good move. He made good changes, and all of a sudden, Lucian has to go in to do his superhero duty, and he stops a hostage situation. And spoilers for you guys. In doing so, when he's about to leave, and a gentleman comes up to him and says, "Thanks for your help, son." And he says, "How would you like to have how would you like to come work for me, work for us, serve your country?" And he's like, "Who are you?" He's like, I'm a part of a group of national group that is a part of the national security that has basically super powered members on the team, and he wants him to join. And plus, he said, plus, it'll pay a lot better than being a lifeguard. And Lucian's like, "How'd you know that?" And he says, what do you say?" And it pretty much ends right there. But overall, this series was really good. It was a nice 4-part miniseries, not bad. The Ray was cool. I would really appreciate DC, and I'm talking to DC here, if we see more of the Ray. I really do. I really enjoyed the character, and perhaps if anybody follows me on all my channels, I might start putting him in fantasy fights. So yeah, I really enjoyed the Ray very much. And sorry I went on long about that, guys. So we move on to the Independent, and finally, Mark Guggenheim gives us his issue number 2 of Nowhere Man. I've been waiting for this book for a while, and it finally came out this week. Alright, so as you all know, in this universe, everybody's brain is monitored by this thing called the Omni-Mind. And basically, if you ever seen the movie called Minority Report by Tom Cruise, where you don't even have to commit a crime, and you can get arrested. In this, the Omni-Mind will prevent you from doing that, as well as knowing if you're about to do a crime. But the this individual here is immune to the Omni-Mind, and he goes and kills somebody for the better. It's actually because he believes the people he works for, that he used for his father and people like that, they believe that this Omni-Mind is oppressing the people, as well as it's kind of like, you know, we have no say in right or wrong in a way. There's no voice in that. So this picks up where the last issue left off, where the main character, I'm forgetting his name right now, he committed a murder and he's on the run, and now people know what he looks like and things like that, but he's still immune to the Omni-Mind. But Mark Guggenheim still does a good job on this. You know, it's a very good sci-fi thriller, in my opinion. And this is coming from the writer who gave us, who's has good work in comics and as well on TV and things like that. So yeah, Nowhere Man number 2. I don't want to spoil this book for you guys. Sorry, but another good one for Dynamite, in my opinion. And we move on to IDW, and in IDW, James Robinson gives us Transformers: More Than Meets the Eye. Alright, this is issue number 3. Alright, so Rodimus and his group are still, before they left Cybertron to go look for the Knights of Cybertron, there was a malfunction on their ship. A robot known as the Duobot got too close to the quantum accelerator that basically launches their ship into hyperspeed and things like that. Got too close, and because of that, their ship crash landed on a remote planet. So they're still trying to find all the individuals, their crew that fell off the ship because of that dumb bot that got too close to it. But lo and behold, while doing so, they're being stalked by what is known as a spark eater. a spark eater, and it basically literally eats, what Autobots and Decepticons have. That instead of hearts, they call it spark. And that's pretty much what this book is all about. Rodimus and his group dealing with this spark eater, trying to basically, stop this thing from killing everybody. And uh, there's some judgment calls that Rodimus makes in this that is like, man, if Optimus was alive, he wouldn't have done that. Things like that. And even Ultra Magnus even says that to Rodimus, like, that was a dumb call to make, Rodimus. Why'd you do that? But Rodimus is like, well, you know what? I don't care. It's my ship. I'm the leader here, so you follow my lead. And right there, I'm like, you know what? You should listen to Ultra Magnus. Listen to your crew about judgment calls. A good leader not just makes good, leadership decisions, but also listen to the advice of his crew. You know. But other than that, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I love the prey, predator versus prey, hunting is prey, stalking. It was really good. Transformers. All right, so that's all DC, all independent. We move to Marvel, and first issue is first book, Avengers number 24. Bendis and Acuna. Yeah, I hope I'm saying his name right. Number 4. This is the conclusion of basically Norman's mastermind plan. Okay, first of all, let me get this off my chest. Okay, first of all, Marvel, you're trying way too hard to make Norman into a Marvel Universe villain. Okay, he's not Doom. He's not Thanos. But you're trying. You're trying so hard. Like my buddy Deadpoolzilla says, you're trying to make him off to be the next Lex Luthor, which he's not. Okay? So, in this book, basically, we find out how Norman has gotten all these powers. He's basically went under the knife of AIM, and they made him into a super adaptoid. Remember, you know that name? So basically, he's able, if he's in vicinity of any superpowered team or Avenger, he gains their abilities. And we see what the Avengers do. And this is a battle between this super adaptoid Norman and the Avengers. Uh, and it don't really go too good for Norman. With all the power, they realize that, okay, you know what? We're just going to keep overloading him with powers. Let's bring in the premier Avengers team and the new Avengers team and just come at him and basically keep him absorbing powers until he pretty much breaks down, fails. That's what happens. I'm sorry I'm spoiling this, guys, for you, but yeah. Bottom line, it seems like Norman has died or whatever. That's what Cap has kind of said. And once again, Norman fails. Again, why bother? Like, everybody says it. When he fails, this is going to happen. We all know Norman's going to fail. Pretty much that's what happened. Lo and behold, President Obama, yes, is in this. And he's talking to, excuse me, he's talking to Cap about, I want you to go out now to play nice with people. Because lately in the Avengers books, the people of New York and everything were saying, like, it's your fault, that the Avengers' fault that things are happening, yada yada yada. Go, why don't you leave? Yada. President's like, go out there and make nice. And Cap is like, look, with all due respect, sir, that's not why I do this. I do this to protect. I'm gonna protect the people as I see fit. I'm not gonna play PR with the media and things like that and smile for the camera, and do this and do that. That's not my job. And he kind of gets into it with the president, and it was kind of interesting to see. But lo and behold, Hammer is dead now. It seems dead for good. And basically, I guess I'll spoil it. All hail Hydra. Hydra is stronger than ever now because of Norman. Um, but it was really good to see. First of all, Storm, she shined on the team for her first run on the Avengers team. And the other member, Quake, really shined very much. Those two really shined on this book. It was really the chemistry between Hawkeye and Spider Woman. They're a couple now. Yes, they are a couple. It was really good. And Vision, it was great. Magic. It was magic to see Vision back. Um, and you give it up to Red Hulk too. But yeah, it's the conclusion of this story arc. Um, Next up, I guess we'll get soon into the whole Avengers and versus X-Men. Yeah. Okay. So, uh, the next book, the bottom line, the reason why I got this is mainly because I'm a big fan of the artist who is going to be on this book. Okay, Avengers Assemble #1, and this is Bendis, yes, once again, and Mark Bagley. I'm a huge Mark Bagley fan. I love his artwork, and he does this book. Now, yeah, if you can see the cover, yeah, that looks like, isn't that the team that's going to be in this year's movie? Yeah, but they say this book actually is going to be in Marvel continuity. Uh, I haven't seen it yet, but first of all, it was cool. It was not bad. Not bad at all. What I real like is the fact that they brought back a classic enemy for the Avengers, the Zodiac. And boy did they bring them back. They brought them back really good. Um the new Zodiac, like these new members now, but they it was just beautifully done, especially when they brought Taurus. Taurus came in. Man, did Taurus just look really rugged in this book. Um, it was fun. It was fun. But if this is not Marvel continuity and this is like an alternate world, kind of like they did with the Marvel Adventure Avengers, that's cool with me. But it was really fun. Mark Bagley's just great on this book. And this, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time he's drawing Iron Man. So he did a good job drawing Iron Man. Not gonna lie. But other than that, it was fun. It was really fun. All right. And for all you Captain America fans out there, like me, Cap #9. Um, Brubaker, I can't say anything bad about this man. The man is the best Cap writer right now. Uh, Brubaker, since last issue, Steve has reverted back to his pre-super soldier form. He's back to being skinny old Steve Rogers, and Sharon takes it upon herself to find out why her boyfriend is like that. So she basically reactivates a villain known as the Machine Smith, or I think that's his name, yeah. And it's a game of cat and mouse uh, to find out. And basically, this book really highlights on Sharon Carter right here. It's pretty much all about her, and it was really well done. You see a little bit of Steve. You know, he wants to be out there helping, but he's got good friends out there like the Falcon and people like that helping out. And Sharon just really shines in this book. Just shine. This book shows off what Sharon is willing to do to help her boyfriend, her lover, Steve, get back to his pre-form, you know. But yeah, this was really good. It really was. Um, I applaud Brubaker for putting the spotlight on Sharon Carter in this book very much. Captain America #9. All right, so another epic story arc comes to an end. Fantastic Four #604. Jonathan Hickman. Sir, good job. And sir, I'm going to miss you on this book. Because yes, you are leaving. Yes, guys, he's leaving Fantastic Four sometime this year. I'm going to miss you, sir. You did a very good job on this book. This is the end of the story arc forever. And boy, does this end. Oh my God, does this end so good. This was so good. We get to see in this book what Franklin Richards is gonna be like when he gets older. Man, it was great to see. It was so epic. And what he does with Galactus in this book against the Mad Celestials. I don't even want to spoil it, guys. It was just so much fun to read this story arc. And I'm gonna miss you, Mr. Hickman, when you leave this book. But yeah, man. Oh my God, this was good. This was good stuff right here. If you are a Fantastic Four fan, if you were a Fantastic Four fan and you're like, it's Fantastic Four is kind of now, I don't know if I want to stick around. This baby brought you back because it was so good, in my opinion. My opinion, Franklin shined, older Franklin, I should say. And man, does he shine very well in this book. And it's really good to see at the end what young Franklin, and Reed do together to kind of pop him up. Good stuff. Moving on. Incredible Hulk, number 6. Jason Aaron's. I bow to you, dude. Alright. So we find out in last issue who is responsible for separating the Hulk and Bruce Banner. If you don't know, I'm going to tell you. Dr. freaking Doom is the one. Wow. Dr. Doom separated them. And the explanation of how he separated them is very good. If you got to read issue 5 to figure that out. In this issue, it's pretty much still the Hulk versus Banner story arc. And it's Hulk still trying to get to Bruce Banner and to end him. And Hulk's still dealing with all these gamma-radiated animals and individuals like that. And they're fighting. Hulk's fighting Banner, and gotta give Banner, he's holding his own in this fight against the Hulk. He's got like this force field around him, so if it'll block most of Hulk's punches. He's using all these high-powered weapons on the Hulk, things like that, and it gets really epic at the end. Just some of the dialogue that Bruce Banner says to the Hulk is really interesting, and it goes from present and past, like what Doom was gonna do with Bruce Banner and things like that. What was his price for making Hulk and Banner separated? It's just really good stuff. The ending, I don't want to spoil it, guys, but it just left you like, but yeah, Incredible Hulk number 6. Good stuff, man. Very good. Alright, moving on from the Emerald Giant to the Child Godling of Mischievousness. Journey into Mystery number 635. This is the Terrorism Myth Part 3. Loki was at the mercy of Damien Hellstorm. And he figures out what's going on. Nightmare, right here, has been devouring his dreams, giving him nightmares, bad dreams, things like that. So Damien Hellstorm thought it was him doing it, and so he finds out it wasn't. So he and Damien Hellstorm basically work together to stop Nightmare. However, it comes to the conclusion that, Loki is not as good as a hero as you think he is. He's trying to be good, but he knows that he wants to get rid of his nightmares first. It's all about me, me, me first. And that was interesting. But Gillian really, really is doing a really good job on Loki. He really makes Loki very great and mischievous and fun at the same time. He's trying not to make him too much like, he's still his old way, his old bad self, but he's trying to do good, but sometimes the way he goes about doing it is not on the up and up. But yeah, it was just fun. It was fun. Very fun indeed. All right. The Punisher #9. Greg Roca. Don't leave this book, sir. Do not leave this book. All right. So we get a new artist on this book. His name is Kolak. It was cool. His artwork was alright. Uh, Punisher is dealing with an ex-Shield agent who is a part of this group called the Exchange, who Punisher is after. And he's got Frank thinks he has him cornered, but in this room, Punisher can't use firearms. A lot of old Shield tech is keeping him from using it. Uh, lo and behold, the other individual that is playing a big role in this, Rachel Cole, is this other Marine who's basically her husband and her whole family was killed during her wedding, is seeking revenge on the Exchange as well. So they they're not working together right now, but the Shield agent is like, I'm ashamed, Castle. You're usually a loner. You don't work with people and things like that. But Frank is he just is like, almost like, fuck you, I'm gonna kill you anyway. Um, and lo and behold, the Black Spectrum, another organization in the Marvel Universe, comes to his aid to help this person known as Paulson get out alive. Um, but does he get out alive? No. Uh, it was just a very good cat and mouse. Great action. Greg Roca, no slouch in this book. If you're not reading Punisher, get on it. I guarantee you'll like it. Like I said, Mr. Roca, don't leave this book. Um, but it does look like Punisher is getting a partner, but shares his meaning of what the kind of punishment he's dealing out. Rachel Cole, another Marine, is gonna join kind of in the leagues. But this is leading into a big 3-part story arc that's gonna go in from avenging Spider-Man, Daredevil, and the Punisher. Uh, yeah. So other than that, good stuff. All right. And the only Spider-Man related book this week, Spectacular. Scarlet Spider #3. Okay, Kane has realized that he's got a second chance in life. Yada yada yada. We all know that. He really hasn't really taken up the cause as being a hero, but he does say that maybe he can make a difference a little bit. He has a chance, and we're starting to see kind of. I guess we're going to see like the supporting cast of this book coming into fruition from uh, a doctor, this doctor known as damn, I'm forgetting the doctor's name, and lo and behold, a redhead who is a waitress in the hotel bar that he's at. um, the last issue we saw Kane fighting this fire pyrokinetic dude, and boy does Kane take it to this guy. Took it to that guy in last issue, and to protect uh, this woman, this illegal immigrant, and because it was funny because Kane was trying to get to Mexico, and he decides to protect her, and lo and behold, we're getting more into what's happening with the supporting cast. The doctor that was protecting the girl has now a hit on him, and Kane he's trying to help. It was really funny that him web slinging through Houston, and then all of a sudden there were no more skyscrapers. He's like, "What the hell was this guy?" And he had to land. He's like, "Oh, Houston. It's not New York. There's not a lot of skyscrapers in Houston," so it was kind of funny. Um, he fights an assassin that is trying to eliminate that doctor that I was talking about. I'm sorry, I apologize, guys. I'm forgetting the doctor's name, but we find out that the doctor has a hit on him by none other than, spoilers, guys, the Assassin's Guild. So that must mean Belladonna is gonna show up soon in this book. Yeah, the Assassin's Guild. And now they're not just after the Doctor, they're after Kane. Good stuff here. Really good. Alright, so we'll just move on now to pretty much X-Men stuff. Ultimate X-Men number 7. Alright, Spencer does a pretty good job explaining what's going on with other mutants. Pretty much now, after what Magneto did in Ultimatum, pretty much mutants are now in concentration camps, basically. We all know that mutants were created by the government, and we're seeing where a lot of the concentration camps are, and mainly, yeah, we're seeing, you see Colossus here, he's being beaten by the guards in this concentration camp because they want answers about certain things. Storm's there, and lo and behold, we have the warden of this concentration camp trying to keep the peace with John Walker. Yeah, and Storm realizes it goes on the broadcast of Valerie Cooper is the liaison to the superhero community and the mutant, and the warden basically cuts the internet feed around the concentration camp so the mutants can't see it because of what they were going to go into. So Storm is like, you know what? Fuck this shit. All right, I'm enough of this. I tried playing nice, yada yada yada. She cuts her hair. No longer is the long hair. She cuts it really short. Not as short as mine. Not bald, but she cuts it really short, and she just goes flipping crazy. Just starts taking out the Sentinels around there, and man, it was really good to see Storm kind of cut loose. It was fun, very fun indeed. Yeah, and that's pretty much all it was. It was just really showcasing what's going on with Storm and the other mutants in these concentration camps. Kind of sucks though to see that. Fun time. Jason Aaron's on Wolverine and X-Men number 7. Yeah, fun time indeed. Um, this has just been a really fun, action-packed book. So we have two stories intertwined in this. We got what's going on with Kid Omega and Wolverine on that interstellar casino, and the other team dealing with the brood inside of Kitty, who's basically pregnant. She's basically, and we also get to see this individual right here who's come to kill the child brood student. That was pretty interesting. Kitty is just trying so bad. She's really hurting because all the fighting that's going on inside of her. You know, it's not like they're not doing anything. They're fighting off all these brood. It was just really fun. Lo and behold, Wolverine and Kid Omega are just trying very hard to get off this with all the money they conned out of this casino. It was really funny. Kid Omega was like, I've always wondered, I've studied how psychics like Psylocke and Rachel Grey are able to make weapons out of their psychic powers, like knives and stuff like that. Well, I'm going to do something differently. And he made a psychic shotgun, and he was shooting people with it. That was really funny. Warbird is actually in this book, hits on Bobby in this book, and I thought that was really funny. While they're fighting off this brood, the little kid brood, the student brood, while he does something in here, just was like, whoa, that maybe he's not as, well, I shouldn't say good, but he's just basically, he has that killer instinct of what the brood are in this book. So it was like, holy crap. Had to give that up to him. But it was fun. This was just a very good, fun book. And just seeing what happened at the end with Wolverine was like, holy crap. How is that possible? But it was fun. But their money problems are over now. Because basically, I'm going to spoil this for you guys. All they had to do was go to Krakoa, the living island who basically lives on the land with them. He can create diamonds, and he created diamonds for them, so their money problems are over. They're fine now, but it was funny. This was just, Aaron's is just making this really fun. He's really making the X-Men action-packed but fun. Back to kind of the old days of the X-Men when it was fun and action-packed. Bradshaw's artwork is okay, but it's not somebody like. Uh, well, I can tolerate more than I can tolerate Land. Let's just put it like that. Wolverine XMen, good stuff. Last up, last book for this week, XMen Legacy, 263, Christoph Gage. Man, this was good. This week has been really good. I gotta admit. Um, they're fighting Exodus. Now, Rogue sent out a SOS kind of to Cyclops Extinction Team to help them, but who picks up the message? But Hope Summers and the rest of Generation Hope, I guess, and the other younger X-Men that are still on Utopia. So they come to their aid. Now, even though Wolverine and them don't want them there, they do exactly what Exodus wanted them to do. Divided, not be divided. Team become one as mutant kind is supposed to, and they were able to take down Exodus pretty good. Um, but it definitely left things open between Wolverine and Rogue because it's like Rogue, he can't trust Rogue now in a way because he's like saying, he told her, he was like, look, when you're good with the kids, yeah, and when you're in a fight, yeah, I know you'll back up, but trust is the issue. You went behind my back and called, you didn't call for, you were really calling for Magneto. You weren't calling for them. And a lot of people understand, yeah, Rogue, did do it for Magneto. She wanted to see Magneto. She's in a long distance relationship, and I still do not get that relationship at all. But the fight between Exodus and the whole X-Men cold was good. Rogue, she feels a little bit upset about it. She does. She feels bad, and but overall, Christoph Gage does a really good job showcasing Rogue. He really knows how to do Rogue well. It's just that Wolverine right now can't trust her, and that's kind of a shame because they used to be like this. It was, he could trust Rogue. It's just that Rogue is dealing with things right now of basically a long distance relationship. Um, and but other than that, it was really good. Just very good indeed. Uh, Legacies has been really getting good. Can't deny that. I will agree with my mentor. Gage is doing a very good job, better than Carey has ever done, in my opinion. Gotta agree with that. So, guys, I've talked nearly for almost an hour and a half, 90. So I apologize for going on, but other than that, I just want to give you more details into because I hear a lot of people say I keep them caught up on what's going on and things. So that's me just informing you guys as always, especially if you're not reading the books. And so that's my job to do that for you guys. And other than that, as always, guys, you guys take care. Stay tuned till next time, as always. And I will see you next week. Once again, you guys take care.